Passport Legacy is a Swiss advisory boutique firm with more than 12 years of combined experience in the industry of residency and citizenship by investment programs. Among other things, they provide professional guidance towards the best strategic investment for global citizenship. Joining us now to throw more light on this interesting firm are Jeffrey Henseler, who is the managing partner, chief executive officer, and founder in company with Benjamin Eisenring, who is director, Passport Legacy, Nigeria. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to have you.
Thank you so much for having us here. Thank you.
Good morning. All right. Let's start with you. Tell us the inspiration behind Legacy Passport, and what can you share about this new concept of investment migration, which of course Legacy Passport is all about.
Sure. I'm nearly a decade in the industry now. We've helped thousands of families to obtain a second citizenship or residency, and our company nearly handles about one client per day. So if you count it and break it down to the days in the year, we nearly handle one new client every single day. The concept of citizenship and residence by investment already came from the 80s, where a tiny island called St. Kitts and Nevis in the Caribbean decided to give out a passport against an investment into their economy. Okay. And that's how the whole concept started back then.
All right. I guess I'll go to you on this next question. So what are some of the key benefits that individuals and families can gain from acquiring a second passport or residency through investment?
Thank you very much for the question. The key benefit of a second citizenship is, firstly, the visa-free travel all around the world, having access to banking in Europe or offshore banking in the Caribbean, but of course as well having this strong, secure plan B in hands in case anybody in the family or anybody of the next coming generations wish to relocate.
All right then. All right, so I'm going to put this across to the both of you. Now, I would like to know what sets Passport Legacy, Nigeria, apart from other advisory firms in residency and citizenship by the investment industry. What exactly is your unique approach or value proposition? And I also want to know, when you look at residency and citizenship programs and development opportunities, they differ from region to region. How do you stay updated on the latest development and opportunities in these different regions and making sure that they align with your clients' goals? I'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. So the fact that we have a decade of experience in the Nigerian market definitely puts us a little bit in front when it comes to experience with Nigerian documentation and the clients, their individual problems, how to obtain certain documents that are needed in order for the application to be successful. The other thing is also that we have two offices here in Nigeria. One is here based in Lagos in VI, the other one we have in Abuja. So we really handle the clients on the ground here. And I would also like to add on top of that, that we as Passport Legacy are a government authorized agent. That means the individual governments we work with give us certain licenses because we pass due diligence every single year in order to keep them as well.
Coming over to you, Benjamin, I mean, just to highlight on what he said and kind of back that up on, I'm sure you've heard about this Japa mentality where, a lot of Nigerians are trying to get out of the country and, of course, for more economic benefit. Is that something that you're seeing more and more, especially now in 2023?
The main demand for the Nigerians who want to relocate is mainly for their children to have education in the UK, in Canada, or other countries in Europe, such as Greece, Portugal, or even Italy. Fleeing the country is not really a point because all our Nigerian clients, they love their country, but they just seek for that freedom of traveling around the world without having going through that hassle of applying for a visa, but they all come back to Nigeria to stay here with the family, have their business here, and develop their country.
All right, let me stay with you, Benjamin. What factors do you think that individuals or families should consider when they are embracing the concept of investment migration?
The biggest factor to consider is, yes, it is an initial expensive investment to do, but it is being passed down to all future generations. So it's not only for the individual himself or herself, it's also for the spouse, their parents, their children, and the future spouses of the children and the future children of their children. So it's important to note that it's being passed down.
All right, for you, Joseph, what are the different routes for those that don't really know about this program that you can offer?
Yeah, the different routes. So the first question they want to ask themselves as a client is, do they want to relocate or do they want to stay here? Because most of the programs can be done without physical presence or without physical residence in the other countries. If somebody says, no, you know what, I want to stay here, I don't want to relocate, all I want is a passport or a residency that will opt as a plan B or to solve my travel issues, then we highly recommend the Caribbean options. There are 5 countries in total there that offer such a solution. In Europe, we also have Greece and Portugal. In Greece, with a 250,000 euro investment into real estate, you will be entitled to gain European residency, reside in Greece, and travel within the Schengen area. Something very similar, a concept is there in Portugal, where someone could even potentially gain citizenship after 6 years if they speak some basic Portuguese and if they, of course, also spend a little bit of time there, usually about a week a year.
I like this criteria that you've just broken down. If they can speak a little bit of Portuguese. So if I want to go to Greece, what else would I need if I want to be a citizen from Greece, besides just speaking a little bit of Portuguese?
Yeah, in Portugal, it's actually, the law there is quite simple and straightforward, which says if you keep your real estate, you speak the language, and you connect a little bit with the community. For example, you start playing golf, or you invite your neighbors for a barbecue, just get into that society a little bit. Then plus you pass a language test, and it should be quite easy to gain citizenship in Portugal. In Greece, it's a little bit different. There you actually have to go and live there in order to gain physical citizenship. Otherwise, you can always keep your residency and renew it every 5 years. But without physically living in Greece for 7 years, there's no way.
And the background checks, crimes
Always.
and all of that.
Correct, exactly.
I mean, but there are often legal and regulatory complexities involved in these programs. And of course, like she just said, transparency and due diligence are very crucial in this industry. So I'm curious to know exactly how your firm ensures that clients' investments are secure and, of course, meet the necessary legal requirements. Just because you just answered, I want to go to Benjamin, if you could just answer that question for us.
Yes, certainly, with pleasure. Thank you. So it is important 2 parts. On one side, like Jeffrey mentioned before, we are a government authorized agent. We have the official diploma, which means that we are directly communicating with the government and follow all their structures and secure investments. Second point, we complete an enhanced due diligence check by our compliance department in Dubai. This takes up to 3 days to make sure the client has a clean background and will not lose any money or lose the process throughout the procedure in obtaining the second citizenship or the residence card.
All right, Benjamin, you're the director for Passport Legacy in Nigeria. How does your firm ensure that clients get personalized solutions to what they desire?
It is very important that for a personalized service, you need to be on the ground. Over the decade we are here in Lagos, in VI, and in the CBD area in Abuja, we can ensure we treat every single application as a VIP application and make sure it is processed the quickest way even possible.
All right. Now, I would like to talk about emerging trends at this point, or changes in the field of investment, migration that, our viewers aren't aware of, and what you could share with us.
Yeah, definitely. Currently, the biggest issue we're facing is that the US and the UK would like to raise the prices, because what they're saying is that it's too easy and too accessible for too many people to gain such citizenship. An example is St. Kitts and Nevis that raised it now from 150 to 250,000 US dollars as a minimum donation amount. And
which country is that?
St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay.
And usually we see that if one, especially in the Caribbean, if one of the countries start increasing prices, the others follow. Usually, if you look at the last 10 years, that's usually how it happened. So that's usually the trend that is following at the moment, that the prices are increasing.
When we're talking about this trend, I'm going to just be a Nigerian and ask, right now, which is the cheapest? What is it? Because I mean, $250,000 is a lot of money, and you said it's a minimum requirement. So right now, what would you say is maybe when we're looking at the most affordable countries that are up for citizenship? And I also want you to maybe share some success stories, not necessarily with the names of the clients, of success stories of people that have come through Passport Legacy Nigeria and have been able to achieve this process and get their passports.
Yeah. Currently, to answer your first question, currently the program in highest demand, and also that gives you one of the most advantages at the lowest cost, is St. Lucia. The country also located in the Caribbean, starting at $100,000 donation, and for a family of 4 or 5, it usually still stays below $200,000, right? So that is the program currently in highest demand. When it comes to success stories, I could nearly tell you one a day. I would also like to add to that we have a 99.9% approval rate due to the due diligence checks. We take very much so. And I could tell you 100 success stories. I mean, we can see from tears to people, sending us flowers, and it's a beautiful profession we're in, I have to say.
Definitely.
Okay, that sounds good, but are there still myths and misconceptions about what you do? A lot of people might think that, this is just about, smart people coming to get comfortable and rich people to get a second citizenship, a second passport. Are there still myths and misconceptions about it?
Definitely a requirement to be well off, because the donation amount is quite clear in terms of the minimum investment being spent towards the country. Other than that, I mean, at the end of the day, the European Union gives about 700,000 citizenships every year to people that live there for 10 years plus, to people that have been married to a European citizen for more than 5 years, and based on that, of course, that's also another way to achieve citizenship. The only thing is that a lot of, especially business people, do not have the time to go and live there because their business is here on the ground in Nigeria. So they're searching for a solution that will not require them to move, and therefore get something of a faster solution. And that's where we come in and help.
All right, Benjamin, as we wrap up this conversation, Joseph has mentioned some countries, in the Caribbean as well as Greece. I'd love for you to mention some other countries that you guys do these passport for. And what advice would you give to individuals or families considering investment migration as a means to broaden their horizon and secure their future?
Thank you. So for sure, another very interesting program is the Canadian Residence by Investment Program, which allows our clients to obtain residency of Canada within 3 months procedure time only, which leads accordingly they can relocate their family, live, study, work, and retire in Canada and acquire citizenship as short as within 3 years only. This is also one program which has a high demand out of Nigeria. In terms of answering the second question as well, what is important to note is that it is a secure plan B, something for future generations to pass down, and it's a one-time investment which will benefit over decades.
All right, then the concept of global citizenship is evolving, right? I'm just curious to know, how do you see the future of residency and citizenship by investment programs, and how is Passport Legacy, of course, positioned to adapt to these changes? I mean, just a few moments ago, my colleague was saying that we have a situation where it seems as if, so like I said, I always go back to this. I was already calculating 200,000 times the current 1,000 or exchange rate. It's a lot of money, but then there are people who don't necessarily fall in that, let's say, tax bracket that have these dreams to relocate. Is there maybe anything, some kind of payment plan, a way to kind of broaden these horizons and, of course, secure their future? Benjamin, that's for you.
Very good. So I'm sorry for that. Yes, definitely. So there are opportunities for payment plans, but it always has to be settled within a certain time amount of 12 to 18 months. This is the maximum expansion it can take. Of course, in real estate investments, such as in Greece, in Portugal, even also in the Caribbean, it is allowed to take a mortgage from a bank to assist in doing the real estate investment. This is interesting as well for clients who don't have the cash at the spot available, but can bring it up over the next years.
All right, Jeffrey, let me come back to you. Walk us through what a typical client, goes through with you from consultation to the end of the process. Like if I was interested, for example, or I had somebody.
Are you interested?
I'm just
Let me
saying.
guide you
What
through.
was it exactly? Guide us through.
Free consultation, okay?
Okay.
So what we're going to do at first is we
Yeah.
conduct a due diligence check
Yeah.
on you and on all the members you wish to include into your application.
Okay.
Once this is done, there is a retainer payment to be done, usually of $5,000 in order for us to start working on the application. We release the government forms, we make sure that we come and assist you with the medical checkup.
Yeah.
We need to get your fingerprints, we need to do provide you with templates, so in order for you to request your bank reference letter, your professional reference letter.
Yeah.
And once all these documentations are in place, then we move to the next stage, which would require you to settle the due diligence fees that are requested by the government, application fees, etc. We then forward the whole set of documentation
Yeah.
together with the funds to your country of choice.
Okay.
And based on that, we will receive a submission letter that will say, thank you very much for applying for the citizenship program of the country we selected.
Yeah.
We will now conduct the checks and revert back within a 90-day period.
Oh.
Once the 90-day period has passed, sometimes they come back asking for a certain clarification in
Yeah.
case something is not clear. If everything is clear, then they issue the second letter, which is the approval letter. That's when we congratulate you, thank you very much for your trust, etc. And then the final amount has to be paid. That's usually when the $100,000 come in. In order for you, and depending on who you added to your application, will receive the citizenship certificate. This citizenship certificate proves that you're an official citizen of the country. We will take that citizenship certificate, we go to the passport issuing office, we say, this is a citizen of your country, kindly issue the passport. Passport will be issued and handovers will be done here in Nigeria.
And then you get your flowers.
Straight away.
Well, we will send you flowers for this free consultation.
Exactly, that's the
I would like
request.
to thank you both, Benjamin and Joseph, for joining us on the morning show. That was quite enlightening.
Thank you so much.
indeed.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.